But finally, as we think about the next Christians, the thing we have to recognize is that they're really recovering this idea of calling. They're thinking about the kingdom. They're thinking when Jesus came and announced that the kingdom was come, that they might actually have a role in that Christ might actually want to work through them in the places where they're spending the majority of their time to reshape this world. And so as pastors, we have tons and tons of people who are coming into your congregations who are struggling with meaning and purpose. They can't figure out their calling. They're working 9 to 5 so they can fund the church, so that they can send their check to people who they feel like are really on mission, right? You've talked to them. Sometimes their eyes are glazing over on Sunday morning because they feel disconnected from what's really going on in the church. They can't wait to go spend the next 5 days of the week doing something they feel like they love, and they're just desperate to figure out the connection to the body of Christ and to what Christ wants to do through them. And this is where I would submit to you as one of the greatest opportunities we have in this generation for the church. It's an opportunity we haven't had in a long time, but it's one of the most incredible and unique opportunities we find ourselves in, is to understand that every single person within your church, they're out working in the world. Whether they're a teacher in the education channel, whether they're an entrepreneur in the business channel, whether they're working in the social sector creating a nonprofit, whether they're doing work like Tad, who partners with local governments to work on neighborhoods and coming in for relief, whether they're in media or arts and entertainment creating wonderful music, making new films. You see, the people who are sitting in your church today for a long time have felt like they're showing up and they're there to serve the church. They're there to serve the pastor. They're there to serve the organization. If they've got great skills and talents, their best job could be to serve on the building committee, right? That's the best place we could recruit them. And the reality is, in this century, the significant change that's going to happen is when the church recognizes that as you as a pastor, as a leader, look out at your congregation, is to recognize that you're looking at an army of people who are already on mission. They're out there on mission. And in the last few weeks, you probably haven't pulled them up on stage like you did the missions team that just went out to Haiti to pray for them. You probably haven't pulled one of the teachers up to say, look, this teacher's headed into this school. We want to pray for her because she's on mission in this school to work with students who need her help. But you see, as a church, when we start modeling this, when we start affirming this, when we start celebrating that it's these people, the people that are already part of your church, the people who are followers of Christ, who are desperate to connect the understanding of the gospel and the implications of that to show up on the job every single day, that's when we're going to see a revolution. That's when we're going to see an awakening.